I can tell you this, because of President Donald Trump, this is a new era at the southern border. A new era of determination, a new era of cooperation, and at the Defense Department, we are proud to be a part of it. It's amazing to watch what these men and women are doing here every day. The charge that the President has given us to get 100% operational control of the southern border. That means setting the right policy, which we're doing, having the right procedure in place, the right personnel, and ultimately the platforms and systems to maintain it. And I'm proud to be here with Tom Homan today. He's been with us all day long, the border czar, whose charge it is to make sure we secure every square inch of the southern border. He and men and women like him have been doing that for decades. And frankly, the Defense Department has been helping on the border for decades, just not at the level that President Trump has charged us with right now. Because we believe, and he believes, that border security is national security. Guys and gals of my generation have spent decades in foreign countries guarding other people's borders. It's about time we secure our own border. Tens of millions of people have poured across this border under Joe Biden's administration, unchecked. We have no idea who they are. We have no idea where they're coming from. We have no idea what their intentions are. In many ways, under the Biden administration, and Tom knows this better than anybody else, they were facilitated their entry into this country. That stops now under President, and the Defense Department is proud to be a part of it. We have defended other places and other spaces. We will defend this line. And in talking to the men and women in uniform, they're proud to be here. They're excited to be here. They're motivated to be here because they're defending their friends, their family, their communities, their church, their schools, their loved ones from an invasion of people whose intentions we don't know. We are going to get control of this border. And as I mentioned, to the cartels, all options are on the table. We will secure our border and our men and women guarding it, and we're proud to be here. Tom, do you have any thoughts?
Well, look, I've worked for 6 different presidents, starting with Ronald Reagan. I joined the board until 1984. The first Trump presidency was a game changer, right? Unprecedented success. 45-year low in illegal immigration. Illegal immigration down 90, as high as 91%, depending on what time frame you looked at. But what I'm seeing here, since he took oath of office, President Trump is a game changer. You saw his first administration was successful on the border. I've never seen a military flight remove illegal aliens. That happened. I've never seen the amount of engagement from the military on the border helping to secure the border. I've never seen engagement from other law enforcement agencies, whether it's FBI, U.S. Marshals, DEA, DOJ's at the table across the country doing operations. This is a game changer. We will finally succeed and have an operational control of our southern border. With this president in charge and my partnership with Pete Hegseth, we're going to make this happen. We will not fail.
Shoulder to shoulder, in every way, every square inch is our responsibility. The president has made that charge clear, and we're going to deliver for him. What are your questions?
What does a mission accomplished look like, Mr. Secretary?
Mission accomplished means 100% operational control of the border. Right now, that means a surge of manpower. That means you've seen thousands of active duty and National Guard troops come to the border with additional assets and systems that allow us to surveil. We were just with the helicopter company that's here surveilling that. We've got other ISR assets. Because of President Trump's deft ability to negotiate, we now have 10,000 Mexican troops that are going to be patrolling on the other side of the border. So there's cooperation with Mexico as well. Over time, when we're able to build the border wall as well as the president has said he will do and will do, operational control looks different than just constant manpower. But this is the phase that we're in right now. So the ability to control every portion of the border, underneath, above ground, and above, and by sea, is something we take very seriously, and we will ensure as rapidly as possible happens.
And it's just not about illegal immigration. I'm reading that.
That's right.
Law. It's just not about illegal immigration. We secure the border. When we lock this down, less Americans going to die from fentanyl. Less women and children be sex trafficked. Less no-inspected terrorists going to sneak in the country. Less gotaways. Less people on terrorist watch lists. This is about national security. Illegal immigration is the basis, but it's about our country's safety and security, and it's about protecting the American people. That's why we're here, and that's why we have to secure this border.
Whether you will, USA Today, thanks. Do you have an update on whether you will detain migrants or deportees on military bases, and could you give us an update on that and how you'll pay for it?
Any assets necessary at the Defense Department to support the expulsion and detention of those in our country illegally are on the table, to include, as has been widely reported, Guantanamo Bay, a naval station I spent a year at as a guard back in 2004, 2005. I know that terrain very well. It's the perfect place to provide for migrants who are traveling out of our country through gray tails or other assets, but also hardened criminals. Where are you going to put Tren de Aragua before you send them all the way back? How about a maximum security prison at Guantanamo Bay, where we have the space? So where we have the assets that can support those doing the intervention and arrest, we will provide that, because as Tom said, border security is national security, and that includes assets that only the Defense Department has.
And let's remember, we've had a migrant processing center there for decades. So we've held aliens there before, and we're going to hold them again. This time, we're going to hold the worst of the worst.
I mean, the Clinton administration had tens of thousands of migrants at Guantanamo Bay. It's been used many times over.
Secretary, these troops aren't able to do enforcement, so what exactly are their day-to-day tasks, and why do you need more?
Well, some troops are able to do enforcement, actually. Operation Lone Star. State-based troops have authorities. Federal troops can do, what they do is relieve Border Patrol and to have the opportunity to actually do the interdiction. So what's happening right here, which I just talked with a bunch of great E5s who are doing their duty, they're calling in observation to Border Patrol, who then interdict. It's a process that in the past, Tom was telling me, might take 30 minutes. 30 minutes on an indication that someone's crossing the border for there to be a response, because under the Biden administration, the Border Patrol was too busy babysitting migrants who were being processed to enter the country. Now, because crossing the border is illegal and will get you deported, less people are crossing, more assets are calling out the people crossing the border, they're being intercepted and sent back for their false claims of asylum, and so the whole feedback loop creates a disincentive for those who want to cross illegally.
Every task they perform that doesn't require an immigration badge, an immigration authority, puts more badges and guns on the line, puts more badges and guns on the processing, put more badges and guns in securing the border. They're a force multiplier. They're doing things that doesn't require immigration authority, and that is just terrific. We double the manpower down there.
You mentioned the 10,000 troops that Mexico is deploying along the border. What else needs to be done? I mean, we have cartels dropping bombs on drones in South Chihuahua, which is like 400 miles south of here. What else needs to be happening?
The first thing we can control is our own border, and we're going to continue to do that as we outlined. I know the president is in constant dialogue with the president of Mexico as well. I had an opportunity to talk to their head of defense and their head of Navy as well. Engagement and cooperation is an important part of the process. We want them to secure their own territory, their sovereignty, but we reserve the right, should there not be an ability to police international and violent cartels to protect our own sovereignty as well. So we hope Mexico will step up. We expect they will. They want peace in their country also, and we look forward to working with them in that process.
Are there current plans for any of the troops stationed along the U.S. border to enter Mexico going after?
Like I said, all options are on the table, but we would be silly to forecast anything that we're going to do. Right now, our mission is to set in a defense and not allow illegal immigration into our country.
Think about President Trump wiping the cartels off, disappearing. What a great gift for the country of Mexico, right? Less journalists being assassinated, less judges being assassinated, less politicians being assassinated. That would be a much safer country. That would be historic to take the criminal cartels in Mexico, who've killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world. To take them off the table, that'd be historic. It'd be good for Mexico and good for us.
Another good way to put it is what President Trump has done, whether it's Border Patrol, whether it's ICE, whether it's the military, he's going to take the handcuffs off of our ability to do our job. And that allows us to get at the problem in ways the previous administration was never serious about. Yes.
How many troops do you plan to deploy, and will they move into an enforcement role at this point or in the near future?
We are working alongside Border Patrol to ensure they're able to do their job. There's going to be we know that there'll be additional CBP agents. In the meantime, whatever is required from DHS, from Secretary Noem, from the Border Czar, and others will be provided by the Defense Department, because our mission is clear.